Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing fine. I hope your family is fine. I hope you're also doing fine mentally and physically. I hope whatever dreams you're trying to achieve, you get through it. And I hope that uh, whatever you're dreaming or whatever you're aiming for, whatever problems you're going through right now, ends and you're able to get what you desire. And with that, for today's topic, it's a bit close to me. I'd like to talk about expectations. Now, what does it mean? When I say that I expect this or I expect that from you. Now, expectations are something that is that is very in touch with reality. We all have some sort of expectations. Now, what if those expectations aren't met? Excuse me, this one braid of hair is actually a bit distracting for me. Okay, so what if when that expectation isn't met? Do we feel hurt? Very much so. Do we want to communicate about it? Depends. Does it always have to be, unhealthy? Never. So I'm just going to speak about a few aspects that I think is really necessary and which is really, you know, it's really important to continue any sort of relation, be it friend, be it parent, be it a relationship partner, be it just your neighbor. Now, expectations are like an invisible rule on everybody's shoulder. They are not aware of it, but again, they are aware of it. Now, what do I mean by that statement? If my friend tomorrow gets sick or is in need of my help, he or she would expect me to help them, which is completely alright and it is completely acceptable as well. Now, it all boils down to this one question: are we really in touch with others' expectation? Are we really fulfilling it? If so, then are they satisfied by it? Or are we satisfied by the other person's expectation that we're living on? You know, a parent expects their kid to shine bright in their life, to be a good human, to settle down, have a good wife, have kids that would respect them and vice versa. A teacher expects their student to study hard, get good grades, make their teachers proud, have a really stable and high income job. What we expect from a relationship partner is basically their time, their effort, their affection, their honesty, their loyalty, and above all, their willingness to stay with us and not be bored with us. Now, the last part has a bigger dynamic to play in this entirety of the topic, which I'll get to the point slowly. I'll just give you guys a really quick example of of our daily life. I think we've all have been through this, at least once or twice. So the other day, you know, I was texting my friend. He's a really close friend to me, by the way. And we were just, talking to each other, just having a friendly chat. Hi, how are you? How you doing, man? And there was this third person who wanted to join, but at that time I didn't want the third person to join because I was having my personal conversation with that person that I told you about. And to which he immediately understood that I was a bit uncomfortable of the person of joining. So what I over here in this scenario, what do I expect him to do? To just casually say no to the third person? No. To just say no to me as well when I'm in a vulnerable state? No. He did the most kindest move ever. He respectfully told the third person that, oh, me, I'm, speaking about my problems, or I'm in a vulnerable state right now, and I would like to have a one-on-one conversation with that particular person. So if that person could wait for 5 to 10 minutes when I'm done, they could join. Now, did I expect this from him? Somewhat. Did he understood it? Very much so. And I think how we anticipate on the expectation is through scenarios, in my opinion. Whenever we're thrown into certain scenarios, whenever we're thrown into certain, in certain acts of just showing these expectations. We should do what we think is right, as in, like, not the public pleasing one, but rather something that is, agreed by both parties, and something that is free of conflict. That's what I mean. And I think my first one, efforts and expectations, they kind of go hand in hand. I expect my partner to put in efforts. My partner expect me to put in efforts, which is very much, which is very much all right. It's very much needed as well in order to grow, in order to foster a healthy environment. But then again, if one person overdoes it too much, it may get toxic. Now, it just doesn't mean that, okay, my phone is doing that camera readjustment thing. I'll just move it to the side. Excuse me. All right. So, yeah. So, like I was saying, another major big green gray area is about relationships. Excuse me. We always expect our friends to check in, just to check if we were doing okay. How's our family? How's your job going? And they expect us to do the same. But there might be some obstacles or some, you know, uh, barriers in between that might prevent us from doing so. But the truth is that people are just living in their own stories. Sometimes they're unable to fulfill our expectations because they're scared to take that step. But that doesn't mean they don't care. They really do care, but they have just had a bad experience with this that they just don't want to repeat it, and they just don't want to, you know, bring in unfulfilled expectations that might put a burden on them. That just means that they're human and not something artificial. When we let go of rigid expectations, we generally are making space for appreciation, for time, for effort, and for proper understanding. It, why didn't they call me? It becomes I'm truly grateful for them calling me last time. And I guess this is such a beauty that we expect, other people to just one day, if you see that there's a text from a person that you like just checking in on you. I think that is enough to make someone's day, which I do frequently with my friends online as well as offline. I just ask them if they're doing okay or not. They do the same as well, which is very much heartwarming to me. And in the end, I'm going to finish it by saying, so does that mean should we never expect? Not exactly. We should have some sort of expectations to keep us motivated, to give us direction. Unrealistic expectations are never good, to be honest. I'll give you a quick example. Healthy expectation goes something like, if I study, I'll improve and learn. Unhealthy expectation is like, I must study, I must get the top grades. If I don't, then I'll fail. That's a bad expectation. The second one makes us fall into peer pressure and toxic environments, which none of us wants. So, how do we manage these? We communicate, hey man, I really appreciated your gesture of checking in on me, and I would really wish that, that you could keep doing it in the future, and I'll make sure that I do it in the future as well. And you might want to detach from happiness from outcomes, just focus on effort and growth, not just results, because obviously if you put enough hard work, you are expecting something, but do not always expect something. It might be there or it might not be there, but be happy that the be happy for the fact that you were the one put in efforts, not others. You were the one who took that first step, not others. So, and lastly, practice gratitude. Be thankful, be grateful, you know uh, be happy that this event happened to you. Be happy that you've got this effort, and just communicate that happiness and just reciprocate that happiness. And for today, I think that's about it. I really hope you guys understood the message that I was trying to explain. I hope you guys have a really wonderful day, and I hope you guys are safe. And thank you. I love you all. Stay safe.